The movie starts with a beautiful woman named Becky who is climbing a steep cliff. Her husband Dan is also climbing the same cliff. Both of them love climbing huge cliffs. Dan jumped first, hooked a rope into a hole, and then told Becky to follow him. He encourages her by saying she has done much scarier things before, and luckily, she manages to jump perfectly. They then kiss each other. Their friend Hunter calls them to join her. Moments later, Dan hooks a fastener in a hole, but it's a nest of vultures. Dan tries to reach the rocks in front of him and tells Becky to extend the rope so that he can gain more momentum to reach the rock. But the hook is not tight enough and he falls, dying a horrible death. 1 year later, Becky's house looks like it hasn't been cleaned in ages. She has become an alcoholic and she couldn't move on from what happened to Dan. When she exits the bar, she sees her father standing outside. He tries to talk to her. He wants Becky to start a new life, but Becky doesn't care and instead tells him to leave her alone. Becky misses Dan so much that when she gets home, she tries to call him, but there is no answer. Becky wants to commit suicide and takes lots of painkillers. Just then, she gets a call from Hunter. She opens the door and it's Hunter, who has not seen her since Dan's death. They both poured out their hearts in Becky's room. Hunter says that she has something exciting for Becky. She tells him that her father called Hunter and is worried about her. Hunter wants to console Becky by going on one final adventure. Hunter shows her a tower called B67 Tower that has been abandoned for a long time. She encourages her to climb it with her, saying that it will help her move on and that she could also spread Dan's ashes, which she has kept for over a year now. Becky doesn't want to do that again and gets emotional. The next morning, when she wakes up, she goes to Hunter and tells her she's ready to do it.
Let's do it. Let's climb your stupid tower.
On their way, Becky sees Hunter's pictures and is shocked to see a boy holding her. Hunter says that it's just an old friend. In the evening, they stop at a cafe to get ready for the climb. Hunter reveals that she has become a YouTuber and gets paid for it. Hunter asks the waitress about the location of the B67 Tower. She points to a light in the distance, telling them that it can be seen from anywhere.
You know, this was once the tallest structure in the US.
Hunter then shows her a trick to charge her phone. The next morning, Becky wakes up from a bad dream. She goes out and sees Hunter wearing a sexy dress.
Tits for clicks.
Hunter starts recording the vlog and is very excited. Just then, they were inches away from their deaths. When they reached the tower gate, it was locked. However, they keep going on foot. Hunter continued to vlog and show off her sexy body. They then see a group of vultures eating animal corpse. This triggers Becky as she remembers Dan's death because of a vulture. She sees the height of the tower and starts feeling nervous.
I'm sorry, I can't do it.
Hunter gets even more excited and starts vlogging the tower. She even assures her fans that she will climb all the way up to the top. However, Becky became more and more hesitant to climb it, and she started shaking. Hunter tries to give her confidence and eventually convinces Becky. Hunter goes first and hesitant Becky follows her. Hunter is not at all afraid of the height of the tower, but Becky feels nervous. Becky kept going up the stairs, one step at a time. Suddenly, one iron step breaks and falls down the tower. It is very clearly stated at the gate that no one is allowed to enter the tower, as it has become so fragile over time. Many of the stairs inside are actually broken and rusted, but Hunter and Becky think that the stairs are fine. They quickly climbed halfway to the top, and from such a height, they could see the city and the mountains. After taking a break, they continued climbing the tower. After a long time of climbing, Hunter finally reaches the top of the tower's top landing. Hunter asks Becky to quickly follow her, but when Becky gets to the height, she looks down and becomes scared, but Hunter tells her that there are still 60 more meters to go, but these stairs were exposed to the outside. Becky was very scared, but she tried to gain the courage to keep going. Nearly halfway up the climb, a pair of satellite dishes blocked the stairs, making it very hard to go any further. But Hunter didn't care about it and easily gets past the dishes. Hunter then helps Becky climb up. They continue climbing the tower, but then Hunter tells her to keep going since only a few stairs are left. Hunter finally reaches the top, and when Becky climbs up, the last bolt holding the stairs also falls, but they are unaware of it. They enjoy the breathtaking view and take some drone shots to get amazing footage. Hunter wants to post the best videos on her YouTube channel, so she hangs out without any safety gear. Hunter wants Becky to do the same so she can get over her fears. Becky hesitates a bit, but she does it anyway. Hunter is holding her hand while taking selfies. When it was done, they both looked satisfied and happy. Becky then thinks Dan will rest in peace and scatters his ashes into the air. Both of them get very emotional. Since they have successfully climbed the tower, they decide to go back down the tower and celebrate. They both gear up, and this time, Becky goes first. As soon as she steps, the remaining bolts come out and the stairs break. Luckily, Hunter is holding tight, immediately securing the rope and starting to pull it. When she finally pulls Becky up, they laugh it out. Becky's facial expression changes when she sees Hunter's leg tattooed with the number 143, which means I love you. Both of them start to panic, knowing that there are no more stairs to go down. Things get even worse when they realize that their mobiles aren't getting signals. Becky finds an emergency box with binoculars and a flare gun. It could be very helpful, allowing them to call for help. Becky then realizes that the bag with the food and water fell onto the satellite dish and got stuck. She starts panicking and Hunter tries to calm her down. Hunter notices that the rusty iron has scratched Becky's leg. Hunter tells her to be patient, as someone would have heard the stairs fall and they will get help soon. Becky believed for a moment, but she was not sure that it would happen, since the tower was in the middle of nowhere. They use the binoculars to look around for help. They come across a broken down wagon, but it doesn't look like someone is living there, so they ignore it. Moments later, Hunter suddenly realizes she can ask her followers for help, considering she was getting signals below. Hunter then posts a video on Instagram, telling their viewers that they are stuck in the tower and need help. She then ties her cell phone with a rope and sends it down in hopes of getting signals. Hunter even tried some more extreme tactics, but cell phone still didn't catch the signals. The signal might still be way down the tower, so their efforts were in vain. Becky gets the idea of dropping their mobile down there. That way, they would get a signal and the message would also be posted. They use Hunter's shoes and socks, and even Hunter's expensive bra, so that her cell phone doesn't get broken. After some time, Hunter spots a man walking around the tower with a dog and Becky throws her shoes to get noticed. But unfortunately, the person was deaf and he thought it was just a worn out shoe. The mobile they threw was also broken. Hunter sees that the person goes to the abandoned wagon. The girls thought that the person lived there and this gave them hope to stay alive. They plan on using the flare gun at night to call for help. As the night approaches, Becky is watching her wedding video. Suddenly, she notices Hunter in the video, who looks very sad. When she was about to ask Hunter about this, she asked Becky to fire the flare gun right away, knowing this was their last chance. Finally, a friend of the wagon owner sees them on top of the tower. Hunter and Becky become happy. But it turns out that the person steals Hunter's car and leaves the place without helping them. Both Hunter and Becky felt frustrated, as their hopes of being rescued were completely shattered. Now only a miracle could save their lives. As night falls, the air gets really cold and the wind starts blowing. Just then, Becky again sees the 143-digit tattoo, and she becomes even more sure that Hunter had something going on with her late husband. The number 143 means I love you, which her late husband always said to her. Hunter admits that she had been dating Dan for 4 months, but because Becky was going to marry him, he broke up with Hunter. That's why Hunter was not happy at Becky's wedding. She also apologizes for not being there when she needed her. When Becky hears this, she becomes very upset. After 24 hours of waiting, they find out that no one saw the cell phone. There is no way to get help. The bag containing food and water has also fallen and is stuck in the satellite dish. The drone can be used to call for help if one of them can get down to the tower and retrieve the bag. Hunter finally gathers the courage to go down. Becky doesn't let her go, but there is no other way. Becky is holding Hunter as she starts to go down using a rope that is tied to the tower pole. Unfortunately, the rope is short and Hunter can't reach the bag. She unhooks herself and swings the rope to land on the dish. She then checks and finds out that there are no more stairs. But then she realizes that the rope is out of her reach. Hunter hooks up her bag with the sticks and gets ready to jump. Becky immediately starts pulling Hunter up, and when she is almost at the top, she tries to reach the stairs, but then... Luckily, Hunter is still alive, but she hurt her hands, so Becky has to pull her up. When she finally reaches the top, Hunter begins writing notes for help. She then puts the notes on the drone, but the drone's battery is getting low too, so they have to charge the drone before sending it down. At night, Becky has a bad dream of seeing a vulture eating her friend. She then gives the idea that the bulb on top can be used to charge the drone's battery. Hunter watches as Becky climbs up to the top of the tower to charge the drone. Since her hand is hurt, she can only hope that Becky manages to charge it. When Becky gets to the top of the tower, she opens the bulb right away, but the battery does not charge. Becky then uses her wedding ring as an extra conductor to pass the current. Finally, the battery starts charging, but Becky has to stay up there until the job is done. Suddenly, A vulture smells the wound on Becky's leg. Vultures keep attacking her, but Becky manages to survive, and the battery is fully charged. They plan to fly the drone during the busiest time of the morning so that more people can see it. This means they have to wait for 2 more hours. Moments later, Becky starts thinking about her dad. She now understands that he was right and how much he loved her. If she survives, Becky hopes to love and respect her father more. 2 hours later, they finally get ready to use their fully charged drone to send a message. But before anyone could see the drone, a truck struck the drone. The driver gets worried about being asked to pay for compensation, so he leaves without even seeing the drone. Vultures are already there to eat them both. Becky asks Hunter what they should do. The only way left is to drop Becky's cell phone. But when Becky asks for Hunter's shoe, she says that she can't help Becky anymore. And it turns out that earlier, when Hunter slipped from the rope, she fell on the dish and died. And Becky has been hallucinating since then. Becky starts feeling even more hopeless. Then a huge storm hits and Becky has given up, thinking she would not be able to make it through. When the storm ends, she quietly sits there as if she is dead. A vulture lands and starts eating her. But it turns out that she was just acting, and it was a trick to lure the vulture so that she could feed on it to stay alive and gain some energy. When she's done eating, she tries to reach the dish by herself. When she sees dead Hunter, she gets a little upset. Becky then sends the message to her father. She then proceeds to take off Hunter's shoe, putting her phone in it, and then she hesitantly puts the shoe in Hunter's stomach to protect the phone. Later, her dad receives the message asking for help and rushes to the tower's location. Luckily, the rescue team has already arrived. When Becky's dad reaches the tower, he is shocked to see a body bag. It turns out that the SAR team has saved Becky, and it was Hunter's body. Becky finally sees her dad and hugs him, finally understanding her father's love for her, and the movie ends. Subscribe to watch more movie recaps like this. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Goodbye.